Competency assessment. Well, competency is a hard word. People always say, I'm competent. It's not what we're talking about. We're talking about what your comfort zone is. Are you most comfortable with other business owners? I'm aghast sometimes. I went to a chamber meeting this morning, and we had the various presidents of the chambers of commerce do a presentation. I won't tell you who it was, but one of the presidents of one of the other Volusia County chambers of commerce, who's a successful business owner, was so uncomfortable in that role. Just, I couldn't make I had to do a 15-minute presentation on their impact, economic development with the county council and all that. She was just not comfortable in that environment. You want high-skilled or low-skilled employees. If you're going to buy a frozen yogurt business, guess what? Your employees are going to be high school kids, college kids. They're $8 to $12 an hour. Not going to be low-skilled. They're going to be low-skilled. They're going to show up sometimes. They're going to call in sick a lot. If you can handle that, that's fine. Not me, but a lot of people thrive in that because they're fine. They become family members, and they like having lots of activity and young people around them. Other people want high-skilled. I'd rather have 3 employees, pay them a lot of money. I want high-skilled. Who are your customers? Who are they? Where are they? Do you understand your product or service? Another amazing thing that I see all the time, how people can't do their elevator speech, that 3-minute presentation about who they are and what they do. It's really important. And when you look at can you explain your product or service? If you look at these competency assessments, these are the things that are big differences between independent businesses and franchise businesses. Because with a franchise, most of the time you get a lot of help on the competency side. You buy a franchise, you know which one that's going to match up with you. You'll know the employees that match up with you through the proper assessment. They'll tell you who your customers are and where to get them. They'll train you on your product or services, and they'll give you lots and lots and lots of training on the competency issue. Financial assessment. How much money do you have to start the business? This is an honest assessment. You've got to say, I've got $47 or $3 million. You have to know how much money you have to start the business. Again, you'd be absolutely amazed at how frequently they have a field of dreams mentality. If I build it, they will come. So they wouldn't have given as much thought to this, but I'm going to challenge you to make sure that you go through all of these. How much money do you need to make? Okay, we all have bills. I sit down and I go, this is what my mortgage is, my car payment, my insurance, my health insurance, whatever. I know what my monthly expenses are to the penny. So I know how much money I need to make. Well, how much do I want to make? I want to make $1 million a year. Okay, well, is it realistic? How much money do I want to make? Very different question. Will you be profitable from day one? Rarely. A lot of people, particularly that open up retail locations, they assume the day that door goes open, first day of business, the lights go on, customers are going to fly in the door, and we will be profitable from day one. You need to understand how to do a cash flow projection, and you need to understand how to do financial statements. They can be scratched out on a cocktail napkin, but you need to understand how money in, money out. Money in, money out. How do I make money? What is my profit projection? And when we talk down the road about business plans, you'll see why this is important. Let's talk a minute about cash flow projection. Let's, for argument's sake, and we'll tie that back into how much do I have to start the business. Say for argument's sake, a business, I'm thinking about buying this business. It costs me $4,000 a month. That's what I need to make. That's my monthly expenses. That's what keeps my kids fed and the roof over their head, etc. So $4,000 a month is my monthly number. Now I'm going to start a business, but I know that I'm not going to be in a positive cash flow, which means I won't be making money until the 6th month. Very realistic expectation. So I'm not going to make a nickel out of this business for 6 months. So in order for me to get through that first 6 months, how much do I have to have put aside to start that business, aside from all the other stuff? Six times 24. So you have to get 6 times 4 is $24,000. $24,000. Okay. Well, that's great. Does the magic happen in month 7, where all of a sudden you make $4,000? Maybe month 7 you make $1,000. It's better than not making anything, but I've made $1,000. So now I need $3,000 to pay my expenses. Month 8 is a little bit better. I make $2,000. Month 9 I make $1,000, etc. So in order to plan your liquidity or your capital to invest to get you through that operating period where maybe it takes you 10 months before you're actually earning that $4,000 a month, you need to have 24 plus 3 plus 2 plus 1. You need $30,000 worth of operating capital sitting here, liquid, can't touch it, lockbox, don't even think about spending it. That's all operating capital that has to be put